Welcome back, guys and gals and enemy pals, to episode 3 of Anno 1503, where today we've got a lot on our plate. Most importantly, and first things first, we're going to be building a quarry. Because we don't have any bricks right now. We need them. So, where are we? We need a mine. Quarries, thank God, we can build them pretty much anywhere, so we shall do just that. Preferably near this market house, though. And of course, next we do need a stonemason who can work with all that material. So let's put him here. Connect all that up with the roads. And there we go. Now the big question is, are you connected with the road or are you not? It looks like you are, but just to make sure. Yeah, you are. Okay. Lovely. So that's sorted. Next order of business is to build an ore smelter and a tool maker. The problem here being, we actually need the... There we go, the ore mine and the ore smelter. We actually need the bricks to do that. So let's check in with our population first, shall we? We're now demanding tobacco and spices. Neither of which we have on our island. So let's go ahead and look for another island. Preferably one where we can grow both. Which means we need all the tools we can get, all the wood we can get, and hopefully none of the bricks. Otherwise we're going to have to return. But let's check out this island first, because I do believe the climate zone is the one we need for both tobacco and spices. Yeah, there we go. Let's scout this. There are spices, but no tobacco. Let's see if we can find one where we can grow both.
Sail close hold.
You can see in the top right corner, the minimap. Maybe this larger one will have what we need. You're actually all satisfied? Yes, you are, by the looks of things at least. Food is good. Leather's looking alright. Cloth is alright, and salt is alright. Let me just check though, with cloth and leather. Yeah, you have both in stores, so why is it only 90%, or is it... Okay, no, it's going up. Marvelous. And salt is full anyway. Okay, that's looking good. How about that? Ooh, hang on. Who are you? Okay, but this island is actually pretty much useless to me anyway. Silk, cotton, sugarcane. Yeah, that's not what we need. Maybe you will have it.
Ahoy, you landlubbers.
Although I do wonder what they want with indigo, silk, cotton, and sugarcane at this early stage, because not even our population is really demanding alcohol just yet. Other than potatoes, and I'm pretty sure he's got some of that on his island up here. Wait, didn't we scout that? I'm pretty sure we used to scout that, but never mind that. We can do that in a second. But I'm pretty sure that should have potato or hops. Yeah, it should have hops fertility. Does it even need potato fertility, or is that just automatic? I mean, I think it's automatic. So, what do we have here? Tobacco, cotton, but no spices. Do I really want to settle? I mean, we've got one island with tobacco and one island with spices. We could do both. Yeah, you know what? Let's do both. Let's settle this tobacco island just to secure it. And the good thing about Anno 1503 is we don't need population on our production islands. But I want it. Tobacco plantation, lovely. Okay, I need bricks for that too. That's good to know. But before we do that, let me do these smelters. Or a smelter right here. And the toolmaker, aka the smith, right here. Oh, they got reach for days. It still walk straight up to the mine and be absolutely fine with it. Okay, so now we're producing our own tools and our own bricks, which is just perfect. And there's our scout, that's good to know. Come back here closer to the city. Yeah, that 1 ton of bricks is not going to do you too much good, but we're going to secure it anyway. Do you know what? Why don't we build a forest hut right about here? So that you can actually work with that a bit. You don't have to produce much, mind you. Just some basic wood so we don't have to get the ship moving every time. I don't suppose we could get bricks here, but I'm not too sure. I got 5 tons. That's good. A good start, but we need probably 2 tobacco plantations and 1 tobacco factory. Which in them costs 6. The plantation is 8 each, so 16 plus the 6 is 22. 22 tons of bricks. We currently have 5. Not ideal. It's gonna take a while. Something tells me... Oh, we actually do have everything. Something tells me we need more market stands here. maybe that will improve the satisfaction here with all the goods, and also a tavern, which I do realize is quite low in the city, so we might need another one at in the upper house here. 12, which means 10 more. And we're good to go. Yeah, that placement definitely wasn't ideal. Let's put it that way. Certainly doesn't help our balance sheet either. Let's see, I think once we do supply tobacco and spices, that should be improving quite dramatically. Because they do get a lot of money in. Certainly more than food and salts. Okay, yeah, I was wondering why they are not ascending. We are not allowing them to. I think actually we can, because they're not using bricks to ascend to the next level, so go ahead. Yeah, there we go. We are producing our own tools and bricks at this point, so we should be fine with that. Look at that. Our balance is still not massively happy about it. Were they just talking about chastity, or did I mishear that? Because it certainly sounded like chastity. Look at that, we've got a school, we need 6 bricks. Let's put that on the to-do list for later, because we first do need tobacco and spices. We got 20, we do need 22. We have 22, and a banging soundtrack. I do keep saying that, because it's true. But Anno 1503 and the whole Anno series basically has had amazing soundtracks throughout the years. And certainly this one does give the right medieval vibes. Like, look at that scenery, listen to that music, and it just all comes together quite beautifully. Right then. Tobacco is what we need, tobacco is what we shall get. 3. There is one green arrow right at the door, so that's where I'm going to put the road. Right here. And right here. And of course, we need the tobacco manufactory. Right here. This is going to take some time to kick into effect, to start ramping up the production. But once it does, look at that. Yeah, 6%. You 10% already. See, that's going on nicely. Tobacco factory is going to start producing, and we're going to start seeing the results. But not before we also produce spices. And for that we need this island right here. And more importantly, 16 bricks. Or rather, 16 tons of bricks. We get the ship
Hoist the
to
anchor.
gather that material. We keep losing more money? How? How do we keep losing more money? Okay, yeah, I mean, obviously we built more farms. Is that... I'm gonna build more houses. Which we don't have the wood for. Not necessarily good. Okay, for the time being, do not send. Say, what do we need for a warehouse? 12 what? Excuse me? That is a steep price. But okay. Guess that's fair since you're claiming a new island. That's quite the resource demand. And that's quite the powerful tool. So it's going to be hungry for resources. It's going to be expensive. How many foresters do I have? Is it just those two? Forest, that's a forester. Well, that's just a hunt. Yeah, that's a hunter, not a forester. I have just the two. Let's speed up time a bit and wait for the wood to come in. Otherwise, yeah, we might be running into some trouble fairly soon with that sort of balance sheet. Because what we do need is a steady trade route, an automatic trade route, that is, between those three islands. We're going to send that ship to collect spices, to collect tobacco. Like to collect spices here, collect tobacco here, ship that all to our main island, and repeat and profit. That's the idea. How many people do we have? 219. And you're not exactly paying what I want you to pay. But I do believe we can turn this around in due time. I mean, most of it will come around with the establishment of the trade route, because then we're supplying them with spices and tobacco, and they're going to start buying that at ridiculous prices. So that should help. But I think we also do need more people. By the way, how much wood do we need for the spice farm? 5 each, so 10 plus the 12 for the warehouse. 22 again. Okay, 13. 13 tons of tools, we do have those. 22 wood, we do not have those, but 16 bricks we do have. No, we don't. Oh my god. Let's fix that real quick, shall we? Okay. We just slipped under minus 300. That's a good start. We're already producing tobacco at ludicrous amounts. We are 27 tons. Okay, we've sped up time, but still that's reassuring. Where are we? 18 tons. You know what? We can start working with that at least.
New orders for the fleet, Commander? This island contains ore.
Oh, that's good. Excuse me, could you click on that, please? There we go.
Into the shrouds. Close haul.
Let's go back to normal time then. So now, with that out of the way, oh, that seems to be the better placement. Alright, then we'll take that. I'm not taking any risks here. We need to get these moving. It's such a weird system that only specific points on the building are even eligible for road access. What were they thinking? Honestly, I do not know. But now, that's the interesting part. Now we can do a trade route. So, load 1. We're going to start that right here. In Hanningen. I'm going to load up on spices. Create a new waypoint in Reslingberg. And load up on... where do we have it? Tobacco. And then we're going to sail to Plantau and unload all of that. Unload tobacco, unload spices. And go. Of course, right now you don't... oh, you do have spices. 4 tons already. Jesus. You've been busy bees, haven't you? And you're not even fully ready yet. Not at full productivity, even. Whereas you... you very much are. And with that ship on the way, stuff is going to happen. Oh, speaking of which, you may now use tools again. So look at that. Minus 392 is our current balance sheet. Look how that changes when the ship arrives. You do have spices, you do have tobacco. And it's going further down. Why is it going further down? Oh, look at that. Minus 317. Minus 286. Finally. Finally, stuff is happening and it's going in our favor. But still, we do need more houses, let's be honest. Minus 200. Not as bad as it used to be. Especially since we keep building up a supply, at least of tobacco. Spices is a bit on the tighter side of things. But with that, we've pretty much established and achieved everything we wanted in this episode. We started producing our own bricks, we finished getting the production of tools on the way. We supplied the new demand for tobacco and for spices. Automated that with a trade route. Everything that we are missing now at this point is a school. Because then that means that our settlers can advance to the next stage. And by the way, since we're on that subject, why don't you modify your trade route and start loading up on wood in Reslingberg? Surely that's going to help. Because Plantow in itself is not really able to produce that, or produce enough for itself at this point. So it needs some assistance. Oh, we have a tech tree now. Look at that. And we need another tavern up here, obviously. Right next to the school, because why not? Yeah, those taverns cover both parts of the city. So let's assume for a second that stuff is going to work out now, and let's wait for the first citizens, I believe should be the next stage, to spawn. When is that going to happen? Oh yes, by the way, feel free to advance to use tools.
A church can be constructed.
More settlers, that's good. But where are citizens? Oh, they need a church for that. Okay. I can work with that. Blimey, that's huge. Okay. It's huge, it has a huge radius, and I think it's going to solve many of our problems. So hopefully now they are able to advance to citizens. They should be. Come on then. There we go. That's our first citizens' house and okay. Keep going. Which not only makes me happy, makes them happy, but it also opens up a whole new section of buildings, or it will very shortly. Yeah, see, there we go. There we go. Okay. That's plenty of stuff to get into. to fulfill their demands. Let's see how much of that will actually turn into proper needs and demands of their citizens. We will deal with that in the next episode when we work to fulfill those. For instance, build a level 3 market building, build a university, lamp oil stands, clothing stands, gallows, public baths, fancier plazas, grow wheat and cotton and sugarcane and silk and indigo and rum and bakeries. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot to do, I believe. But that is stuff for the next episode, which will happen in sometime next week. Not making any promises, but sometime next week is what I'm planning to do. Until then, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss that next episode. Feel free to also check out my other socials, especially my Twitch streams. And I will see you with the next episode or in the next stream. And until then, have a good one. Enjoy this medieval, idyllic scene. And I will see you soon in the next one. Bye bye, and thanks for watching.